Greetings in the name of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ from Van Buren, Arkansas. This is Brian Womack, uh, showing you an exciting way to teach vocabulary in the classrooms between second grade and sixth grade. What do Tom Sawyer, Robin Hood, Charlotte's Web, Robinson Crusoe, and the Tales of Poe have in common? They are the books that we'll be using this year in teaching our students vocabulary and etymology. One of the ways that we do this, and we begin with a list of words. We're going to use Charlotte's Web to demonstrate this. Charlotte's Web, Chapter 1, we have 20 words that are listed here. We would go over the words with the students by reading each one and showing, as you can see right here, a phrase in the book. It says, "Do away with it," shrieked Fern. And it also has a definition. Shriek means utter and shrill cry. Well, what we would do is we'd go over the words with them, then we would hand out index cards with these words on it and that information that's there. Then we would begin a read aloud series from Charlotte's Web, starting with chapter 1. And it begins with, which is one of my favorite things, "Where's Papa going with that axe?" asked Fern. And that catches the student right off, seeing a farmer walk away with an axe, giving that visual implement there. Now, as they have their words there, what we would do is read the book, and when they heard their word, they would raise their hand and they would tell the class at that point what the word meant according to their card. What I like about this approach is it does include, and you can include, the 7 ways to develop vocabulary according to our textbook. The first one being create an experience. Charlotte's Web, a way that we can do that is by going to the State's Fair and looking at animals that are being on display for the blue ribbons and yellow ribbons, etc. Learning and going there for the also the petting zoos can be done also, to where you can get to know the animals and the students would have a hands-on experience with these animals. Um, the second thing was relating vocabulary to the background. Well, what we do is we see if the students know the word that they're been handed, and see what kind of definition that they could give us or define. Could it be just the definition of the word, or how they were able to use it in their own life? The third way, according to the book, was building relationships. They show how the new words are related to each other. So we would go through here and we would relate these words to the book, what? Charlotte's Web. All these words here would be in chapter 1 of Charlotte's Web. The fourth way, I'm sorry, I'm using my notes here. The fourth way to do this is develop a depth of meaning. Not only learn definitions, but they have to demonstrate the meanings and uh, in effect a clarity in communication. They don't just learn the word and learn the definition and repeat it like a robot. They're able to take the word and use it in a different syntax so that communication can be built from it. The fifth one is presenting several exposures. Taking these words here throughout the week that we would be using on chapter 1 here, we could also hand out word searches, as well as crossword puzzles, things that are more hands-on, doing, which I enjoyed learning from this class already, rainbow words, taking the word and writing it in different colors over and over again, which is a route in, instead of in motion, it is a route that is in one position over and over and over again, making colorful little things that could go up on the wall for them to do. The sixth way to develop literature, according to our book, is to, create interest in words. One way to do this would be use the word, they could do it in art. An example, such as the word injustice, we could turn around and say, "Justice conquers all." And injustice would be something that justice would be fighting, because they'd be the opposites of each other. So we could have the student draw something similar to this right here. Let me back up here. There he is, Justice, the stormtrooper, the big, huge, big Hero 6. And you can make it like a little cartoon, and it says Justice. And all the students could do that, and they could make something on their own. And then that way, you could put it up on the board to demonstrate and show parents in other classes and and then have maybe even a little contest to see who's had the best concept of the word. And the seventh one is to teach students how to learn new words. Instead of just having it being taught in the classroom or having it as tier one words, which are already being used all the time by the student, or tier two, which is taught in the classroom, you can move on to a concept or a context of tier three, that the students could take these words from here, but they could also start looking in other books such as Robinson Crusoe, The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood, and every time they pick up a classic piece of literature, they could start going through and making their own list of vocabulary. At this point in time, I would like to say thank you for bearing with me on this, and I hope that you enjoyed this and this could help you in the future. This is Brian from Van Buren saying adios.